Hey, how's it going, everyone? Just back in with another sequence of the end times videos, and this is in Luke chapter 12. And so this again follows the sequence of the elect, and them being taken away, Christ appearing to take away his elect. Then there's a time of division where God is sifting the earth, the people that remain on the earth, for the rest of his right-hand side. And then a time where Christ returns with his elect to destroy, everybody with the mark of the beast. And so this follows that exact sequence. So Luke 12:35 to 56, you must be ready. Okay, we all have to be ready. Stay dressed for action and keep your lamps burning, and be like men who are waiting for their master to come from the wedding feast so that they may open the door to him at once when he comes and knocks. That's in verse 36, 666. A lot of references to Christ reappearing is in verse 36 or 33. Just know that. And those are the numbers that signify the times that we live in. That's tattooed across the entire earth. It could not be more obvious. Verse 37, blessed are those servants whom the master finds when he comes. Truly I say to you, he will dress himself for service and have them recline at table, and he will come and serve them. That's in verse 37, 777. That's a complete number. If he comes in the second watch or in the third and finds them awake, blessed are those servants. So we have to be aware, okay, of the time period. We don't know the day or hour, but Christ is telling us that you have to know what's going on, and he'll remind us of that later, of the times that we're living in. But know this, that if the master of the house had known at what hour the thief was coming, he would not have left his house to be broken into. You must be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour you do not expect. Christ doesn't know the hour, okay? So just know that. This is like, we have to be aware of the times, and then God's Spirit works with us to remind us. And then we can say confidently that, Christ will be returning soon, for sure. Verse 41, Peter said, Lord, are you telling this parable for us or for all? And the Lord said, who then is the faithful and wise manager whom his master will set over his household to give them their portion of food at the proper time? Blessed is that servant whom his master will find so doing when he comes. So he's going to say, you're going to know who's his servant by the people who are preparing for his return. It'll be obvious, and then I see that. It's very, very clear. People come by here saying Christ's going to 10 years, 15 years. That's not my Christ. That's absolute nonsense to me. Verse 44, truly I say to you, he will set him over all his possessions. That's in verse 44. That's God's elect who will be in charge of the entire earth. They all will report to Christ, who reports to the Most High. And so they're the quote government in the kingdom. This is the government that's being talked about in John 3:16. Verse 45, but if that servant says to himself, my master is delayed in coming, and begins to beat the male and female servants and to eat and drink and get drunk, the master of the servant will come on a day when he does not expect him, at an hour he does not know, and will cut him in pieces and put him with the unfaithful. Okay, so Christ is saying that people who don't know when he's going to return, those are the unfaithful. Okay, so just know that. You have to talk to God. You have to understand the timing of his return, or else he's going to put you in this group of the unfaithful, the congregation of the dead, which is the Bible says in other places. Verse 47, and that servant who knew his master's will, but did not get ready or act according to his will receive a severe beating. Okay, this is serious stuff. It's not a joke. Verse 48, but the one who did not know and did what deserved a beating will receive a light beating. So some people are just blinded, but then they have to go through the great tribulation, which we're going to read about here. Everyone to whom much was given, of him much will be required. And from him to whom they entrusted much, they will demand the more. So now Christ is talking about a group that are preparing. And then there's another group that they're just ignorant. Okay, and then they're going to have to go through this that he describes here. Verse 49, I came to cast fire on the earth. That's a literal fire. Okay, and would that it would already kindled. He's anxious. He wished that he could do it when he's saying those words. I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how great is my distress until it is accomplished. Christ experienced actual pain on the cross, okay? God didn't shut down his pain receptors, and then it was just a walk in the park, okay, for those Satanists out there that teach that nonsense. Okay, it wasn't a sacrifice then. Anybody would do it. I would do it, okay? Give me healing power, and I can cast out spirits, and then preach once in a while, and then when they're about to cause me pain, I'll just shut those pain receptors down, and I'm going back to the Father. Is that a big deal? Okay, Christ felt incredible pain. Okay, and then that was a heinous act. That was the most perverted act that is ever committed ever in everywhere. Okay, so just know that. And so He's very worthy, to be praised, for sure. Verse 41, do you think that I have come to give peace on earth? No, I tell you, but rather division. So now he's talking about a time where he's delineating his left and his right hand side more explicitly, in this time of great tribulation. For from now on in one house there will be 5 divided, 3 against 2 and 2 against 3. They will be divided, father against son and son against father, mother against daughter and daughter against mother, mother-in-law against mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and daughter-in-law against mother-in-law. So this is the final separation, and there's no third option or fourth option. You one or the other, okay? And so that is the time of the great tribulation, where the mark of the beast is going to essentially be forced, and then those people are going to give up their life, which is what he's describing here as a light beating. Verse 54, he also said to the crowds, when you see a cloud, okay, so now Christ will return with his elect and his angels. So now he's using coded language. He also said to the crowds, when you see a cloud rising in the west, you say at once a shower is coming. And so it happens. A cloud represents these so-called UFOs. And when you see the south wind blowing, you say there will be scorching heat. So now he's using language of a cloud and scorching heat. Okay, and this is the final judgment where God is going to destroy his left-hand side completely, and it happens. Verse 56, you hypocrites, you know how to interpret the appearance of the earth and sky. Okay, these flat earthers know that the earth is flat and stationary and all that kind of stuff, but they don't know that we're in the end times. Okay, whatever, we're in a simulation, okay, and all that kind of stuff. And then so Christ calls these people hypocrites. They're faithless. You hypocrites, you know how to interpret the appearance of the sky, of the earth and sky, but why do you not know how to interpret the present time? He's talking about now, and these words speak to us because we believe that we were the people hearing this in that time, and then our spirit is back here on this earth right now. And so we're testifying that we're in the last days. Hope everyone's doing well. Bye.